supporters, doubters, were people thinking you guys were crazy?
Tons of doubters. Tons of doubters.
I mean, we both come from, like I said, different backgrounds, but my family, I love them. We grew up in New York City renting homes. I never lived in a home that we owned. My family always rented homes until, my mom and dad, who separated, bought their first home when I was in my 20s, and I bought my first home not far after. So just looking at that, and once I said, hey, I'm going to leave this and go into, even my supporters in my past marriage and everything was just very null and void. It was not there. But it's one of those things that you kind of just have to do. And especially with Lauren and I being solo agents, and I'd like to talk about that too, how we became a part to at some point get the team, but then grow a team. That was a whole different aspect as well. But you had doubters galore.
Oh yeah. My mom thought I was crazy. My previous friends thought I was crazy. And it came to a point where I can remember like my first summer, right? I used to play Sunday softball and go to this bar that we all went to every Sunday. It was what we did. You'd have a couple of games, you go have a couple of beers, you go home.
Yeah.
And I quit the team because I'm like, if I'm going to be doing this, I got to do Sunday open houses, right? And I was doing like 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, gone all weekend. And I can remember one time very vividly, I got done with an open house and I'm like, I'm going to stop by and say hi to everybody. And I was in a dress and heels with my name tag on, working. I was the laughing stock of that bar. They thought that it was a joke. They were like, oh, you're going to dress up, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what do you want me to drive home and change just to make you comfortable? And I never went back.
That's so wild.
And I can tell you on probably 1 or 2 fingers how many of those people I still talk to today.
I'm just going to assume you guys are probably both that thrive on the doubters.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it twice, take a picture and mail it to you.
Yeah. So I talk about, I always talk about auditing your circle, and, who you're around. And, I think Jen, you mentioned earlier, being in rooms where I want to be the worst person in that room. Right. I have tickets out to a conference at the end of this month and I don't know anyone else going. And I was like, oh man, do I pay for the flight? Do I just, eat the cost of the ticket and not go? Literally today, I just booked a flight and hotel and I'm supposed to be out there in a week and a half, because it's that, right? It's being in rooms. You got to get to the point of changing your circles and always trying to improve. And I tell people all the time, the John Hart train's moving. You either want to catch on and get on board, or you can just watch me pass by. It doesn't matter to me, right? And we're always going to have those friends that, may not necessarily, believed in us or have different lifestyles than us that, that will always be there in our lives. But yeah, changing that circle, it's so important.
It's so funny. One of the best things I've ever heard, I actually heard on TikTok. It was something along the lines of, the people who paid for the ticket to watch you aren't even on the field. They're there, they're watching you.
Yeah.
But they're in no position to be on the field with you. And I was like, oh, all right, that helps.
And it's crazy that we tend to value their thoughts and their opinions.
Yep.
And they don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even know. I have 2 good friends that I would love to go into business with them on what they know and what they're good at. They're just, they just want the security of getting that paycheck and that's fine. But I'm just like, oh, man, there's so much potential. Like, let's go, but
you definitely have to be comfortable getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You say it all the time.
And you got to bet on yourself, even when no one else does.
100% in this business. If you believe in yourself and your work ethic, then you're going to be fine.
Yeah.